all know Albert Einstein was a genius. A mind so powerful it could outthink
He explored
ideas most
scientists.
people couldn't even imagine, yet made them simple enough for the world to understand. Einstein, the brilliant physicist, introduced the world to the theory of special relativity, gave us the equation E bar mc2, and explained the photoelectric effect of discoveries that changed science forever. These achievements earned him the Nobel Prize. People believed his extraordinary ideas came from an extraordinary brain, something truly different from ordinary humans, and Einstein knew that too. That's why he requested his body be cremated, so no one could study it after his death. But fate had other plans. On April 13th, 1955, when Einstein passed away at Princeton Hospital, the doctor performing his autopsy, Dr. Thomas Harvey, secretly stole Einstein's brain. Driven by curiosity, Harvey wanted to find out what made the world's greatest genius so special. When the hospital found out, Dr. Harvey was immediately fired. But instead of giving up, he convinced Einstein's son, Hans Albert, to allow him to keep the brain for research, to share his findings with the world. And that's where the strange journey began. Dr. Harvey, a pathologist with no neuroscience background, took Einstein's brain to Philadelphia. He photographed it, cut it into 240 tiny pieces, and stored them in separate jars, which he kept hidden in his basement. This obsession ruined his personal life. His wife often threatened to throw the brain away, leading to constant arguments, and eventually, divorce. Harvey later moved to Wichita, Kansas, working odd medical jobs while keeping Einstein's brain with him wherever he went. Years passed. He never published any meaningful research, lost his medical license, and ended up working in a plastics factory. Finally, realizing he couldn't do it alone, Dr. Harvey mailed small samples of Einstein's brain to top neurologists around the world. Then, 30 years after the theft in 1985, the first official study on Einstein's brain was finally published. Over the next few decades, several more studies followed, and the results were astonishing. Researchers found Einstein's brain was physically different from a normal human brain, especially in a part called the corpus callosum. Let's break that down. Your brain is divided into two halves, the left and right hemispheres. The left side controls logic, math, speech, and language, while the right side handles creativity, art, and imagination. The corpus callosum is the bridge that connects these two halves, like the cable that allows both sides to work together. In Einstein's case, his corpus callosum was much thicker than normal, meaning his brain's two sides communicated faster and more efficiently. This powerful connection likely gave him the ability to imagine, calculate, and solve incredibly complex problems that others couldn't. But that wasn't the only difference. Einstein's brain had more tightly packed neurons and unique folds, which may have improved how efficiently information traveled. Interestingly, his brain actually weighed less than average, about 1,230 grams compared to the typical 1,400, but had a thinner outer layer, allowing more neurons to fit inside. So the big question is, was Einstein born with a special brain, or did he develop it over time? Surprisingly, Einstein was a late talker. He didn't start speaking until around age 5. Even then, he was quiet, often lost in deep thought, and struggled to memorize simple things, like multiplication tables. But he had a gift, incredible logical and visual thinking. At 12, he found a geometry book at home and mastered it in a single day. By 14, he had already learned calculus on his own. His curiosity was so intense that even his professors felt uneasy when he raised his hand, because his questions were often too advanced for them to answer. At just 26, Einstein published 4 groundbreaking papers that changed science forever, earning him a PhD and the Nobel Prize. Without his discoveries, modern physics, and even technologies like GPS and nuclear energy, wouldn't exist today. Scientists now believe Einstein wasn't born extraordinary. He made his brain extraordinary through years of deep thinking, problem solving, and curiosity. By constantly challenging himself to find answers, he rewired his brain into something truly unique. Today, the remaining pieces of Einstein's brain are carefully preserved at the Mutter Museum in Philadelphia, stored on microscopic slides for study. Thank you for watching this incredible story here on Mr. Zor TV. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing science stories. We'll see you again in another mind-blowing video.